as an ex-codependent person, I like how it sometimes I don't know, ex-codependent, but like getting serious. As an ex-codependent person, the hardest thing that I had to learn, one of the hardest things, was how to take care of myself, how to internalize, how to really sink in the belief that I am important, that my needs matter, that I'm relevant, that, you know, all the natural things that I would say, all the important things, and usually correct, natural, that should be natural to any human being, that were forced or coped by being in a codependence relationship to survive, were deprived of. So this was one of the hardest things, and it's a daily choice. It's a thing that you practice by putting yourself first, when even you don't have anyone in the environment doing it, even when you were programmed to believe that if you do that you are being selfish, you are being evil, your nervous system interprets this like, I will be alone, I will lose connection, if I'm not pleasing others then I have no value, and this sense of losing our value, it's linked with powerlessness, with cease to exist, right? So it's in like processed has a death threat, like literally, chemically and physiologically and brainly talking. For our nervous system, this interpret like a death threat. So you need to take this serious in this sense, okay? So there is a way that, of course, all the processing, all the healing, all the choosing new people that align with us, all the information, but there will be a point that you will have to override, in a sense, that message, that signal that your nervous system still holds. Because for a while, this like comes from the spiritual, mental, emotional, and then sinks in the body. It's what we say, that it's like a somatic experience. It's like the body knows it, you know? And through the densities of energies, of course, the more dense is the physical, so it will take, if we go into quantum physics, you know, the density of a dimension also, it slows down the time, which means that anything that is being converted from higher level frequency to a physical one, it takes time. We'll see this in manifestation, right? You first project and then you receive and then it manifests and you can interact with it. So this to say that this lapse of time, and this time that gets like ingrained in your nervous system, that is the new language of your body, that is the new response, that is the familiar language, because you are basically learning a new idioma that you never talked. It's just a new language. Okay, I never talked being treated right, I never talked my needs matter, I never talked this, like I don't recognize this, what are you talking about? And if you, even if you have people in your environment, but if you don't have anyone, you will need to become a provider for yourself. And this was the challenge, at least for me it was a big challenge, because I needed to do it because I'm worth it. Simple. I needed to do it because I recognize that I'm lovable. Simple. I needed to do it because I love myself. Simple. Simple, but hard, because it's not the same, right? Nothing can be simple or complex. It can be hard or easy. So simple but hard, but it's doable. And what helped me a lot was to recognize that if you are a codependent, you most likely have two features. You are an empath and you are a giver. So you marry those two and then bam, you know, all narcissists at the door knocking. And you're slamming doors one after the other. Nope, not this door. Nope, not this door. Wrong door again, until you learn, right? So I'm sorry for my humor. It just came out. So they're there knocking at the door and you're like, nope, I'm choosing myself. So you need to go until you open the door, that it's either a mirror that reflects your true self, and then you will see the people that belong in that reality with you, okay? And what helped me was to recognize that the people that I love, that I can be empathetic with, and that I want to give and provide, they will never ever receive the best of me if this is my intention, because it is to give the best of me, to actually love those people, to be there for them, to be kind, to be gentle, to be of service. If I am not okay, if I don't take care of me, if, like, simple, if you are sick and you go to work because you are like half hanging. I did that. That's why I'm giving this awful example. Don't do that. If you are sick, stay home. But I did that to push myself, to force myself, because others are more important. Like, even work was a priority over my well-being. So, but then you go, you don't perform as good as you ideally would, right? If you are taking care of your children, but you are tired, you are overwhelmed, you didn't eat properly, you go back and forth like with errands. So when you actually, what they need, it's a presence from you, that you sit down and now you are painting, sit down and now you are playing. So for this, you need to be okay. You need to be taken care of. You need to be balanced. You need to be in a good mood, because this is what they will receive. They will receive your presence. They will receive your love. They will receive your mood, your energy. It's the quality of the interaction that matters. Keep this in mind. And the quality of interaction that you can offer to anyone, not just your children, comes from the quality of your well-being. So you need to prioritize your well-being above anything and anyone else, because then you'll be in your optimal state to provide anything to anyone that you want, that it's your preference, right? But you do it from a place of a filled cup. I know this expression, it's very well known, but I will use it here, right? It's a cup that it's filled up, and in this case, if it pours out, I have even a poem, if you want to check that out, then you can actually pour out out of your overflow. In this case, the overflow, it's love, it's presence, it's peace, right? These things that source is always pouring through us. So then this is what they will receive. If your cup is half full, or if you are depleted, what is the quality of what you are giving, right? And I'm not trying to say in this that in to dive into guilt, but to bring awareness to you. Okay, don't go like, yeah, like because I'm seeing the old Sarah, like, not even when I'm giving, I cannot do better, and then this I'm not even good enough, so I need to be better. But I'm sorry, this is how I flipped my mechanism. It was like, okay, at some point I needed to decide that if I cannot do it for myself because I don't feel deserving or good enough, I decided that I needed to do it for my children, because they are deserving of everything that is the best in the world, right, including me. So they needed the best mother they could have, because this is my desire. So they needed the healed version of me. So the healed version of me loves herself. The healed version of me takes care of herself. The healed version of me prioritizes herself so she can be, you know, complete when she is there for others. And this takes also some serious and radical change in you, because you will have to make choices in the beginning that they may look, like I said, a resistance in your nervous system is not forced. Please don't force. But you will feel this resistance sometimes by choosing that. It's like, oh, this is new. But it's like when you travel and you need to adjust to the weather, or you have jet lag. Like, oh, this is new. But at some point you adjust, right? And then you actually feel good. So it will be the same journey. And there are many healing techniques that you can use, but the one specific with this topic that I most recommend is that you recover a sense of self, because this was lost. You can watch the video Falling that I have about that, okay? And the sense of self comes from you start to knowing who you are, and this includes your boundaries. Boundaries are your preference, your needs, what you like, what you don't like, what is good for you, what is a reflection of what feels, what it's the interpretation in our body, like this feels good or this feels bad, okay? So boundaries allow us to distinguish this. So by doing so, you go and start to develop an identity, a new identity, and it's a real identity, that it's not the old, which also will need adjustment, and it's a growing process, it's a growing journey. But the gains of it, I I don't have enough time in the video to talk about it. It's the joy, it's the fulfillment, it's the peace, it's loneliness, that it's not loneliness, it's solitude. It's this inner child that awakes again. Um, it's this spark, because the most valuable thing that you can have, it's a sense of self, and the sense of self also comes for a regulated nervous system, and a regulated nervous system will be present when you feel safe, and you will feel safe when you can be yourself. So all stems from authenticity, and these are steps, and this is a journey. But I invite you to start to discover what do you like, to think simple activities that you would like when you were a children that you could do, or then you were deprived from doing, and start basic. What brings you joy? You like gymnastics, dancing, singing, painting, you know, doing some crafts. There was a specific sport that you liked. It's a specific cartoons that you enjoy, that you remember enjoying. So go and watch that, please. Please, if you think, oh, this is weird. No, it's not. Do that and give back, lit up that spark again that you had when you were a child, because that child was full connected with the essence of who you are. And you need to recover that essence of who you are, so then you can start learning how to meet your own needs that feels good to you. And when you start providing that for yourself, your nervous system, your brain will be rewired to, I am worthy, I deserve love, oh, this feels good. And you also will allow to receive this from the environment around you, because a struggle, like a challenge that we have after recovering from narcissist and psychopath relationships, that we were the codependent and less than in the dynamic, is to understand that there are other people that are, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, that are other people that are willing to provide that for us and to see us for who we are and to love us. But if we are not in the receptive mode, because we are still seeing ourselves as the non-valuable and unworthy person, we'll not even be able to receive, and that's a loss, and that's such a pity. So don't do that to yourself, because there are people out there who will love you exactly for who you are, and their needs will be met through meeting yours, because there will be like this dynamic that it's complementary. You know how that feels, right? When you do something good for someone and you feel good about yourself, so there are thousands of people that have that. So you can establish a healthy relationship when you can be a giver, which is awesome, but you can also be a receiver, and by being a receiver allows you to be a better giver, and this just grows bigger and bigger in a symbiotic dynamic, and then everyone is happy, and then everyone is fulfilled. That's it. That's my message. And so remember, be kind to yourself today.